today I wanted to introduce you to my school, Hillside. Can we go up
Is this a good school?
Yes, it's the best school ever.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ali Iftikhar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I wanted to take a moment and introduce the schooling system of Canada. I was worried about it before coming to Canada, that what will be the educational future for my kids. And I could say safely that after a while, after we have spent almost a year in Canada, the kids have been here for more than a year now. The first generation of immigrants usually live in Canada. So we're like the first generation of immigrants in Canada. So usually the kids are too young, and usually they start their school in Canada. In my case, my kids were already in school in Pakistan. They had the school going age, which is 5 years in Canada. So when they came here, we had to go to a welcome center. They checked their age, and then they said that, okay, this is the grade according to the year of birth of your children. So which was 1 grade advance for my daughter than in Pakistan, and same grade for my kid, for my son. So this is what happens. You don't really get any deduction in your school grades. You don't waste any educational year, because this is something very important. We used to hear before coming to Canada that if your kid is, for example, studying in 3rd grade and you go to Canada, your kid will be studying in 2nd grade. They take you 1 year back, but that's not the case. That's not what happened with me. In fact, in case of my daughter, she got 1 year advancement. Secondly, there are 3 types of schools in Canada. Okay. Majorly, one would be the private schools. So people, yes, they send their kids to private schools, and Islamic schools are also private schools. Usually the fee is 500 to 1500 per month per child. And similarly, private schools, some people send their kids to private schools. I know a lady who spends 37,000 a year for their children's for one child's fee for their school. And then second type is public schools, and this is a public school where my kids study, and you can see that's the playground, and that's the school building. Okay, now French immersion would be third type, right? What do we call it? French immersion, sorry. French immersion. Okay, so French immersion is obviously where they focus on French language, and public schools are normally English language schools, where you get probably knowledge about French language if you take the course. So about the courses, about the curriculum. Okay, so the curriculum here is so entertaining, so fun, and yet kids are learning a great deal. People say that Canadian schools are not that good, and Pakistani schools, Indian schools, they are better. Maybe they are better in mathematics, but I don't buy that concept of homework and carrying your bags and assignments and so much stuff for kids at such a early age. So there is no such pressure here in Canada, and kids are learning very good. I'm surprised at the reading capability of my daughter, of my son. Sometimes they read words that I always feel amazed that wow. What?
Were you still filming?
I'm still filming. Okay, coming back to the subjects that are taught in Canadian schools. So for example, social studies. In Pakistan, social studies subject is all about the dates where Qaid-e-Azam studied and joined Muslim League, and then Qaraardad Pakistan, the Pakistan Day, and everything about that. The dates, then the name of the people who were. That is important. That is part of your history. That is important indeed. But here, social studies is different. Here, they teach teach you what are your responsibilities in a society, what are your social responsibilities as kids to your parents, and as students to your teachers, and as younglings to elder people. So this is what social studies is here for the kids. And then if we talk about, I'll give you an example. There was this dance class, and I was not very fond of that class for my kids, but when I when I communicated with the teacher, they told me that the purpose of this class is so that your kids know how to move around in closed spaces. So they said that we will not be teaching them any particular kind of dance, but actually the purpose is to keep them active, to keep them well aware of their surroundings, of their closed objects, the closed rooms. They know how to move around. They can circle around and they won't be hitting anything in their way, which is something very important to learn for the kids in this age, right? Then similarly, there is an importance that is given to your kids about their culture, which is something very significant. They focus on your particular culture, wherever you're from, your culture. They ask you to wear your clothes, and certain days they ask you to speak your language on specific classes, on specific session. So what I was afraid was that they would teach you to stay away from your culture from back home, but that's not the case. They actually promote your culture because they say that this is your identity, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing. So all in all, kids are enjoying their school time. Kids are loving it, and we believe that they are learning in the right direction, and it is going to help them prosper in their lives. So this is the schooling system. The fee is free for the public schools. French immersion is also French immersion is also free. School bus is free, but not everybody gets school bus qualification. Why? Because we live closer, so they don't give a school bus to us, which is fine. Then the daycare is inside the school, and government here, they give you a subsidy on the daycare expense as well. But if you don't apply for the subsidy, then the monthly expense per child would be around $550. But usually government will give you subsidy on that, right? So in our case, the closest school to our house, it also had a daycare inside the building. Usually that's not the case, but we were lucky enough. So overall, Amna,
Yeah.
what would you rate? Pakistani schools are better, or Canadian schools?
Canadian.
Why?
Because they're other cultures, you get to know them and learn
So
about.
there's a exposure to different cultures, and you like something about it, right? Okay, great. So that's it from my side. Take care. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.